Conning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, we'll get to Michigan basketball here momentarily, but we do have a special guest joining us here in the studio. John Aird Insurance Group with Farm Bureau, tight ends coach over at Nouvel High School as well. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good. You were quick to remind me, Lions prediction from last time you came on about 6 months ago. Spot on. You said 9 wins. You said they maybe barely squeak into the playoffs. Unfortunately, they did not.
You're right. So I actually wanted to be very wrong in my conservative prediction, but when it hit the 9 wins, I was like, well, that was what I predicted. And I was really hoping they'd squeeze in, but obviously they didn't.
Yeah. You saw Taylor Decker coming back. What do we think about that?
So, from a, what he brings to the program outside of football, I mean, the leadership, that's a great thing, but I don't know if it's time to move on from him, if his days are past, if that's the case. So I'm not sure.
I was under the impression that it's time to move on. He's a little bit too old. Can't rely on his injury status going into next year, a year older as well. People got mad at me. I think I came off a little bit too aggressively. I think that's what it was.
People in this town love him. And so I think you got to tread lightly when you're talking bad about Decker or
anybody on the Lions for that matter.
Quite honestly, yeah. People love their Lions. And you got to be careful when you talk about them.
Yeah. What's your prediction for this offseason with that crew?
Well, I'd like to see, I've got an In Dan We Trust T-shirt that I wear pretty regularly, and I still trust him as a head coach. I'm glad he's going to be stepping away from running the offense. I think that was a huge hit. I listened to you throughout the fall, and I think I kind of mimicked what you were saying. His gift is more leading the entire program rather than being an offensive coordinator that's also leading the organization.
Yeah, it's not that he was incapable of doing it. Like, the offense was better when he was calling plays. It just, I think it, like you said, it takes away from everything else, and then the team morale kind of starts to slip, and you're like, what, isn't it supposed to be this culture-driven organization? It's like, yes, but the culture leader guy is trying to come up with a game plan for the offense this week going up against whoever, so it just leads to this awkward situation.
And I think wasn't the Redskins when he first came out as the offensive coordinator?
Washington.
And they played well.
Yeah, Gibbs had like 700 yards.
Which actually I think worked against him in the long term because then he kind of settled in at that offensive coordinator role, and it really just wasn't the correct role for him from a leadership standpoint.
So Nouvel football, how'd that do last year?
So we finished not quite where we wanted to be, but, when you think about a high school season at the beginning, there's only going to be 8 11-man teams that are actually happy at the end of the season. So for us, it was a matter of we didn't finish at Ford Field. We came up quite a bit short. We got one playoff victory, which was needed. But we came up short with some of those young men that were really good leaders on our program and our team.
Nice. And your wife's a tennis coach over there as well.
That's right. Yeah, she is entering.
They're in season coming up, or is that fall?
Yes. So the Aird household gets extremely busy this time of year because we've got 7 and 9-year-old boys that are in their own sports and things like that. And then my wife and her cousin, I think they're entering year number 11. With, I think, 6 state appearances, and last year they finished in the top 10 of Division VIII tennis. So super proud of my wife for what she's done for the Nouvel program. And, I mean, really, they get 20 to 25 girls out every season. And some of these girls, it's their first time playing tennis. But like I said, my wife and her cousin do such a good job of getting these girls out to play. And they just have a great, fun spring season, and kind of, it finishes up for those seniors. It's finishing up their school year, and that's like one of their last commitments to the school as they're finishing their high school careers. But my wife Megan and her cousin Kelsey have done just a great job with that program.
What about the insurance game, man? How's that been treating you since the last time we spoke?
Very good. Yeah, my team, we've finished up the year with a lot of good production for acquiring new clients and things of that nature. And then we were actually, I was just telling Sarah offline, 11 years ago when I got into the insurance business as a owner of an agency, never did I think that in the future I would insure a fleet of jets. But this past year we had an opportunity to insure a small private group of jets, and we were able to figure out a way to insure them and get them covered properly. And so we now proudly insure a small fleet of jets. Was
that a learning experience for you?
Yeah. So
is this also like a PSA? Like, hey man, if you need something insured, just come to us. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. That's actually what we say. We'll become experts. And that was the phone call I got was, hey, do you know anything about insuring jets? And I said,
give me 48 hours.
Not a thing. And a month and a half, 2 months later, after working through it and getting them insured properly with the right pricing, we officially are now experts, and we feel comfortable insuring anything that comes our way.
So what you guys are doing? Home, auto, fiscal?
Yeah.
Any boats?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we're home, auto, life, commercial, farm.
All
is the main thing. So we're technically a multi-line agency with 2 locations, one in Bay City and then another one in Saginaw Township. And we can, like I said, insure anything that people need. So we're kind of a one-stop shop. If you come to us, we're going to make sure your home and your auto's taken care of. Do you have a business? Is that something we can take a look at? Mm-hmm. And oh, by the way, let's have a conversation about your young family to make sure from a life insurance perspective, we've got the right pieces in place in case you don't come home from work that day.
You guys are like a one-size-fits-all sort of insurance business.
Yeah, and we've grown to the size where we're not so small that we can't specialize, but we're not so big that we don't give the individual touch. So it's allowed us to both kind of focus on our specialties. So Emily from our team really gets to focus on our commercial side and handles a lot of our farms. Harrison from our team leads our life insurance side. And each one of my team members has an expertise that they can handle whatever account falls underneath that particular line of service.
How many guys you got on the team right now?
9, and we're always looking for more, though. We're currently actively trying to hire 2 sales professionals.
Okay. Don't steal Sarah from us.
Oh, gosh, I've asked her a million times if she'd love to come to the dark side.
With everything going on right now, where are you guys the busiest this time of year?
Right now, it's kind of letting the previous year kind of unwind and wind down and see where we landed from a production standpoint. And then right now, we're just trying to reach out to as many families and businesses as possible and get our year rolling so that we can be available to provide any insurance needs that people have.
Yeah. When it comes to this upcoming year and people, maybe, like you said, start a business, renting a home, whatever it is, what's the best way that people can get a hold of you guys if they're like, maybe I should get this insured?
Yeah. When you have a question about it, we love to answer the questions. There's no questions that's a stupid question. They're all good questions, and we field them all.
I got a question then.
Yes.
Renter's insurance. I should probably have that, shouldn't I?
It's actually necessary. So do you rent your home?
I do.
Okay. So for you, your concern would be you've got maybe $50,000 worth of personal property inside. And when I say that number, you might go, I don't know, I got that. A lot of times you do. You don't realize you have that, but if you were to have a loss, we're going to start cutting checks right away. We want to make sure we've got enough coverage in place, our limits are high enough to cover your personal property. The thing people don't think about very often when it comes to something small like renter's insurance is they don't realize the liability side of it. So if you've got someone there that's there for you, they're invited by you or uninvited by you, and they get hurt, you're responsible for their safety, whether they're invited or uninvited. And so why not have a very affordable property and casualty, renter's insurance policy in place so that if you were to get sued, you are a name, right? So if someone were to hear that you had a part of making sure somebody needed to be safe and they were hurt kind of under your watch, it'd be great to have that liability protection.
Don't give anybody ideas now.
No, not encouraging any lawsuits toward Ben Bosscher or anything like that. But it's great to have it. And it's very economical. It's some of the best money spent in insurance, quite honestly. And when you get that, you get you're going to probably do your auto with us. Then you're going to get discounts that are going to go back and forth from that. And then we're going to have, you're a young and healthy person. your life insurance is never going to be any less expensive than it is today. So we're going to have a no pressure conversation about that too, because maybe someone hasn't had a chance to talk to you about your life insurance. You might have it all here through work, and that's great. It's great to have it through work, but you should always have it individually owned as well. That you control that policy.
You and I might need to talk a little bit more.
Would love to.
What's the best way other people can get in touch with their insurance?
You can call our office number. It goes to both our Bay City and Saginaw locations. That's 989-792-9687. Again, 989-792-9687.
Website? Or Facebook?
Yes. Yeah, you can find us. If you just type in John Aird, Farm Bureau Insurance, you can find us.
AIRD, Aird Insurance Group, sponsors our around the league every single day. We'll be doing that momentarily. Combine updates, what's going on across the league. That's coming up at 10:30. When we come back, we'll recap the Michigan dominant performance, at least second half performance last night against Minnesota to earn them a share of the Big Ten for the first time since 2021. John Aird, appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Always good catching up.
Yeah.
All right, this is the Ben Bosscher Show live here on 100.9 The Mitt. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
The Ben Bosscher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt.